Assalamu alaikum. Hi there. I hope you are well. In this video, I'm gonna explain the past perfect and past perfect continuous. So, today's lesson past perfect and past perfect continuous. Past perfect or I've done. Study this example situation. Sarah went to a party last week. Paul went to the party too, but they didn't see each other. Paul left party at 10:30 and Sarah arrived at 11 o'clock. So, when Sarah arrived at the party, Paul wasn't there. He had gone home. He had gone or had gone is the past perfect simple. And the rule is I will, they will, had, he, she, it, had, all use had in the past perfect. All these subject I, we, they, you, he, she, it use the verb had, or we can write as I'd, etc. Eat, etc. And the verb will be gone, seen, gone from go, seen from see, finished from finish, etc. So the past perfect simple is had plus past participle, like gone, seen, finished, etc. Sometimes we talk about something that happened in the past. Sarah arrived at the party. This is something happened in the past. This is this is the starting point of the story. Then, if we want to talk about things that happened before this time, we use the past perfect, had seen, had gone, like, and etc. So when Sarah arrived at the party, Paul had already gone home. Some more examples. When we got home last night, we found that somebody had broken into the flat. had broken يعني واحد كسر الباب ودخل الشقة يعني حرامية. Karen didn't want to go to the cinema with us because she'd already seen the movie. At first, I thought I'd done the right things. That at first, I thought I'd done the right thing, but I soon realized that I'd made a big mistake. And the man sitting next to me on the plane was very nervous. He hadn't flown before, or he had never flown before. Either you can use he hadn't flown before, or you can say he had never flown before. So to compare the present perfect have seen, etc., and the past perfect had seen, etc., look at this graphical presentation of present perfect. It is from past to now, the time of speaking. But for past perfect, it's from the things happen in the past, continuous in the past, and is far away from now. So for the present perfect, study these examples. Who is that woman? I've seen her before, but I can't remember her. I can't remember where. We aren't hungry. We've just had lunch. The house is dirty. They haven't cleaned it for weeks. That's in present perfect. So, in past perfect, had seen all the story happened at the past, but in time scale. in the past. So I wasn't sure who she was. I'd seen her before, but I couldn't remember well. The next example, we weren't hungry. We just had lunch. And the house was dirty. They hadn't cleaned it for weeks. So the house is dirty. In the past perfect will be the house was dirty in the past. But present perfect is from the past till now. The house is dirty is a fact right now. I can see the house is dirty. So the house is dirty is a fact right now. So why is not clean? Because they haven't cleaned it for weeks. But if you want to tell a story about a very dirty house you've seen before, you can say the house was dirty. When you was there, the house was dirty. They hadn't cleaned it for weeks. So it's we speak the house we speak that the house was dirty here because they hadn't cleaned it cleaned it for weeks in this area, in this time scale. But in the present perfect, you say the house is dirty now. When you talk now, the house is dirty. Why? Because in this time scale, they haven't cleaned it for weeks. I have you got it. I hope you have got it. And compare the past simple. Now we compare the past simple, left, was, etc., and the past perfect, had left, had been, etc. So A, the conversation between A and B, was Tom there when you arrived? Was was Tom there when you arrived? Yes, but he left soon afterwards. Kate wasn't at home when I phoned. She was at her mother's house. This is in the past. All the speaking happened in the past. But for the past perfect, there's a time scale. So, was Tom there when you arrived? That's the question. The answer is no. He had already left. Already left. Kate had just got home when I phoned. She had been at her mother's house. Now, in the next part of this video, we'll discuss past, past, some past perfect continuous. So, in the next or this part of this video, we're gonna discuss past perfect continuous. I've been doing. Study this example situation. Look at this picture figure, please. This was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning. You can see this view from the window. Yesterday morning, I got up and looked out of the window. The sun was shining, but the ground was very wet. So it had been raining. It was not raining when I looked out of the window. The sun was shining, but it had been raining before. Shining, but there is a wet on the grass, so it had been raining before. There is no rain in the view, but there is some muddy puddles in the grass. So had been ing is the past perfect continuous. And the structure is I, we, you, they, he, she, it, had. I, it, etc., he, etc., been, doing, working, playing, etc., etc. So, some more examples. When the boys came into the house, their clothes were dirty. Their hair was untidy, and one of them had a black eye يعني عين زرقاء had a black eye. They'd been fighting. I was very tired when I got out. Sorry. I was very tired when I got home. I'd been working hard all day. When I went to Madrid a few years ago, I stayed with a friend of mine. She hadn't been living there very long, but she knew the city very well. You can say that something had been happening for a period of time before something else happened. We'd been playing tennis for about half an hour when it started to rain heavily. Another example, Paul went to the doctor last Friday. He had been feeling well, he hadn't been feeling well for some time. So before he went to the doctor, he had been feeling he hadn't been feeling well for some time. So he was poorly, he was sick for 1 week before he went to the doctor. So compare have been ing present perfect continuous and had been ing past perfect continuous. The time period here from the past to now for a present perfect continuous. If there is a present, it is should end to now. If it is past, should end should end in the past. Compare these examples. I hope the bus comes soon. I hope the bus comes soon. I've been waiting for 20 minutes. Or again, I hope the bus comes soon. I've been waiting for 20 minutes. Before now, the time of talking. James is out of breath. He has been running. So now I can see him. He can't breathe. But why? Because he has been running. Running until he's here. I saw him. He can't breathe very well. Or he has a short breath shortening. And for the past perfect continuous, the time period is in the past and end in the past before now, the time of talking. So at last the bus came. I'd been waiting for 20 minutes before the bus came. James was out of breath. He had been running. So James, not now. In the past, he was out of breath. He was here. He was here. He was running until here I saw him. So James was out of breath. Why? Because he had been running. Compare was ing past continuous and had been ing. So it wasn't raining when we went out. It wasn't raining when we went out. The sun was shining, but it had been raining. So the ground was wet. Catherine was sitting in an chair. Sorry, Catherine was sitting in an armchair resting. So Catherine was sitting in an armchair resting. She was tired because she'd been working very hard. Some verbs, for example, no, like, are not normally used in the continuous. And for your kind attention, we said before that no, like, believe are not normally used in the continuous, in the present continuous. Okay? So still no, and like are not normally used in the continuous, like present continuous or present perfect continuous, okay, or past perfect continuous or continuous. For example, we were good friends. We had known each other for years, not had been knowing. That's wrong. I was surprised I was surprised when Lisa cut her hair. She'd had long hair since I first met her. This is like she had long hair since I first met her. Not she'd been having. Be careful. Keep in mind that that's some verbs like know, like, believe are not normally used in the continuous. And that's the end of this video speaking about past perfect and past perfect continuous. Thank you very much.